Hi, guys. Thanks for joining my YouTube channel. Ladies, do we know this boy? Do we know this boy? Have we seen this boy growing up? Do we know a Marsau Scott? There are many out there. There are many boys who are men who act like Marsau Scott, okay? Who has had arrested development. Yes, I said arrested development, who have stopped maturing and growing at that little boy when that trauma took place. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That little boy, maybe he was chubby. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he had a low self-esteem. Maybe he had a... No, I'm going to stay right there. Maybe he had a low self-esteem. Maybe he couldn't get girls at the time. Maybe he was the outcast. Maybe he wasn't good at sports when all of his friends were. Maybe he couldn't take a girl to the prom. Nobody wanted to go to the prom with him. Maybe he was the kid that everybody made fun of. And now he's going to make you the butt of the joke because he had to put up a wall to protect himself in his younger years because he was always the butt of the joke. He had to be the class clown. So he learned how to have a comeback. He learned how to snap back. He learned how to be funny. Because most people, especially women, like somebody who's witty, like somebody who's funny. And this is our character, Marsau. The women love him. They think he's witty. They think he's so down to earth. You know, he portrays an image as if he's, very intelligent. He's one of those people who says a lot but really says nothing. He talks a good one. He has people believing that he is a philosopher. This is the image that he portrays. Come back quick on social media if somebody says something about him. And he practices this, very good at it, because he studied this craft. He's honed in on this craft probably his whole life. We don't body shame. There's nothing wrong with heavy-set people. There's nothing wrong with whatever size you are. But we've been told that Marsau was chubby his whole life, that he lost a lot of weight. Perhaps that chubby man or young man was insecure. And when he lost the weight, at a desired weight he always aspired to be, it got the best of him. It swelled his head up. You understand? And, he had a disdain for the women who wasn't attracted to him when he was that chubby or heavy set man or young man. And so he feels perhaps this happens. Maybe it's not his situation, but we're just touching on some root issues of why Marsau may be acting the way that he acts. Okay? There are men and women who have disdains for the opposite sex because of something that happened in their childhood or adulthood. He may have a disdain for women, nothing that he's going to voice because women wasn't attracted to him or couldn't or wouldn't give him the time of the day. So he feels like he's going to pay women back. He feels like he has money now and he has the upper hand and he's going to control his situation. Women are attracted to me now. Perhaps if this is the case, I've lost weight. I call the shots. I'm a boss. I have money. And this is what most women aspire after. Yes. And perhaps if this is the case, Marsau is using this to his advantage. Is it right? No. No, it is not right. Yes, he married Tisha. I mean, I don't know if he married. I wouldn't say he married her just because she was married. I wouldn't go that far. But it could be so. You know, Tisha always seemed to be smart. It's been said that she owned the first real estate property before she got with Marsau. It's been said that he had one as well. You know, perhaps he said that, they have a lot in common. They cut from the same cloth. They both want to be entrepreneurs. They both, are interested in business. They both are interested in academia. And so, perfect match. Perfect match in his younger years, feeling like, hey, Tisha was the perfect bride for him. We also have to look at his upbringing. Okay, they were raised by a man's man, a beta man. Okay, their father was a very strong man who taught them that men should rule and run their household, that men should be the breadwinners of their households, that women should be submissive. He taught them, perhaps their mother was a stay-at-home mom for years back in that time frame. Not in today's society. A stay-at-home mom looks different than it looked several years ago, many years ago. You understand? We can see by watching them on television the cloth that they're cut from. They're male chauvinists. Women, stay in your place is their perspective. I got this. Let me work. You stay home with the kids. And I'm all for a stay-at-home mom. I have nothing against stay-at-home moms. We understand it's not for every woman. It is not. Some women get their validation from going out working, and their job is their validation. This is a whole nother topic that we can touch on. But being a stay-at-home mom, you have to know who the hell you are. You understand? Women with degrees choose to stay at home and be a vigilant parent and a hands-on parent. Not saying that working parents can't do the same. That is not what I'm saying. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. But some women, this is their aspiration. This is what they've desired, to be a mom. Yes, it sounds crazy for some and most, but it's the hardest job we will ever do as women in our life. Stay-at-home moms do not get the credit that they should. And on the other hand, a lot of women have not been afforded that position. Because in today's society, you do need a two-parent, you do need two parents working to fulfill the needs and the responsibilities of a household. To be a stay-at-home parent is a huge sacrifice. You take and make a lot of sacrifices depending on what income bracket you're in or your husband is in, to carry the whole family on its own. It's not available or so for a lot of families. So therefore, women are not presented with this opportunity. And some that are presented with it just don't want to do it. They don't want that soul. responsibility on them because it's a big responsibility. Because you're home with the kids all day, you're taking care of the kids, you're taking care of the needs of the household, you're cooking, cleaning, okay? Some women go to work all day, 9 to 5 or whatever time frame, come home and do the same tasks that a stay-at-home mom does. So that's equal the work. Most women, a lot of women would love to have that, have that, they would love to have the opportunity to work less. Sure, we work as African American women, all women, but I'm speaking to us right now. I'm speaking to us right now. We have worked very hard. Jesus, women, this is serious. We have worked very hard. Some of us have not been afforded time home with our kids. Some of us have babies. We take some 6 weeks off, some less, and we're right back at it. You understand? Some who have the ability and the time and a secure job, or, perhaps their husband can pay the bills on his own with just the one income, have been able to take family leave and longer time with our kids. We have not all been afforded that luxury, because it is a luxury. Because like I said, African American women, Black women, we are the hardest working people in this world, I believe. As I've indicated, parenting is a very hard and very important job. So we went off from the Marsau Scotts of the world. I just wanted us to look at this, to look at what perhaps has molded Marsau. And I understand from watching and listening to him, he does listen to a lot of philosophers. And perhaps he listens and is indoctrinated by a lot of men who are male chauvinists. All of these things, if you listen to him, because, us women, some of us women see right through him. We see right through his deflection. We see right through, that wittiness he portrays. We see right through it. You understand? I love him. I love him, the way he talks about, but I love the way, he does have a lot of wisdom. I must give him that. He does. He talks as if he has a lot of wisdom. Does he show it all the time? No. Is he smart? Is he business savvy? Is he, doing big things in Huntsville? Yes, I will give him that. Does he have respect for his wife? I will say no from what I've seen on TV. Again, I don't live with them. I don't know how he, responds and acts with his wife every day. But I don't think it's fair that the 40 minutes we do see them on TV, he will not put his pride aside and respect his wife, give his wife the utmost respect, to put her in a better light, to put her in a better position while people are watching them on television. You are that selfish. That's what I get from it. You are that bullheaded. You are that arrogant. Selfish is the number one thing. Marriage is about give and take. It's about sacrifice. Okay? You are that selfish that you would not hold your tongue or hold some of the foolish things that you've said and thought nothing about it. Why? Because you've built up the walls. You have the tough skin. We've just talked about perhaps the childhood or the adulthood or the college years that you've spent building up these walls because of the ridicule, because of the low self-esteem, perhaps, if that's you. Because of all of what you've endured, you've spent the time to build up these walls to where nothing moves you. You're cold as ice. You're not affected by the things that people write about you and say about you, which is good in a sense. But you've become, oh my God, I can't even think of a mortal man. Like, you've become invisible. And all of that is not good because you're cold and you can't even put yourself in your wife's position. You can't even put yourself in your wife's position and have any compassion for her to say that, yes, I could take it, but what about my wife? My wife can't take it. My wife is breaking down right in front of my eyes. My wife is screaming for her husband to help her and everybody else around her. She screams for your brother's attention and help. Oh my God, Maurice is her savior, she acts, and her confidant. She looks to Maurice for a lot, what she should be getting from her husband. She looks to Kimmy, is who we've seen on the show. We haven't seen her interact with her other friends like that, but she looks to Kimmy. She puts a lot of responsibility on Kimmy. We've seen that. We've seen that. And, she sort of has an only child syndrome, but she's not the only child, but she was the only girl. We could go into her history, her childhood, because it makes a vast difference as to who she is as a whole. Even with all the academia, all the academic scholar, all of the masters and degrees that she has, it does not matter to the soul that she carries, to things that are at the root. Some of us fill these voids that we talk about on this page with a lot of things, a lot of vices. And schooling is one for some. Although it is important, it is everything. It is very important. It is very important. Academia, yes, it is. It is very important to secure a job with security, to advance in life. Again, that could be a whole nother video. But some people, they have to. It's not a want, it's not a need. They have to. They have to prove to themselves and others. This is why they pursue academia. We know it's good, not for the other benefits of it, but it is simply to prove a point. Some people do this with business, with some people who are, oh my God, what is the term I'm looking for? Serial entrepreneurs. They are motivated by anger. That is what drives them to prove to people that I'm somebody. I could do this. I'm successful. Look at me. Look at me. It is a sort of narcissism. And we see that in Marsau. Narcissism goes very vast. It goes very far. But it has been taken out of context a lot nowadays. I hate to even mention it because a lot of people are, we hear it, we use it, but a lot of people are taking it way out of context. I did a whole video on narcissism because we see it so much on this show. a lot of the people and cast members on this show has a lot of narcissistic traits. A lot. A lot. So I wanted just to come here today to touch on, when we're looking at Marsau and we're looking at the statements he's making and we're looking at what he refuses to do to show his wife, to edify his wife, to show his love and, his public affection for his wife, it's not a matter of proving to the world. No, you don't have to prove anything. And that's what I like about him. Because no, I understand that. No, you don't have to prove anything to the world. But when your wife is responding in the way that she is, she's crying for your attention, your affection, and telling the world this. If she had a better composure, if she was able to hold it and be as cold as you are, it would be a different story. But she lets the world know that I'm not getting this from my husband. I need y'all to help me. I need y'all to encourage him to do something different, to show me some love, to date me, to, affirm me, to show me that he loves me. Yes, we see this all we see this. We see this. Every time you all go live, every time you're on the screen, you have been trying to clean it up and show the world that, Tisha is a boss. We know that from what we've seen. She owns the majority a stake in in your businesses. You have been trying to change the narrative, but you have to put yourself on the back burner to, you know, to show, not just front for the cameras, but to show your love, your respect, your affection for your wife. Not for the fans, but for your wife. For your wife, to encourage her, to uplift her. This way, this stuff on social media wouldn't touch her. It wouldn't move her in the way that it does if she knew within herself who her husband was. She talks a very good one. But this would not be an issue. This could have went over like y'all started. Y'all started with the attitude that nothing is going to move us. You know what I'm saying? We're going to stay in our authentic self. Y'all started out really good. But if that foundation is not firm, social media will have a huge effect on you. But you had to consider this before opening up your life and your world to the world, opening up your life to the world. You had to know that you had a firm foundation before all the accusations, before all the rumors, before all the videos, before all the... You have to know what you have. This celebrity, um, uh, um, this TV shows and, oh my goodness, I can't even think of the words. This reality TV is not for the faint at heart, the faint of hearts. No, you have to be strong-willed. You have to know who you are to put up and to deal with all of all of the comments and the public opinion. Because it goes with the territory. You invite people to have a public opinion of what you put out on TV. Is it right? Is it fair? No, but that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And most people consider this before going into TV. So again, to reel it back and to go back to what we were speaking about was Marsau and his upbringing, his childhood, even as a young adult, even in his college years, even as the grown man that he is. You know, we may be watching someone who has had difficulty in his life, you know? We can't pinpoint it, and we don't even know if it's for sure, but we see the reactions of it. We see the reactions of it being displayed right in front of our eyes on national television. There's no way that this man would have stood his wife up at the altar. I've heard people make all kinds of excuses and scapegoats for that scene for him. You know, he's bullheaded. He's going to do it his way. He don't have nothing to prove. I agree with that. But it's no way that you would make your wife look the way she looked on national TV. I don't care what you have to say. There was no way that you couldn't make a sacrifice because you were so stuck on, oh no, we said we're going to do it at 20 years, so 20 years it is. You could have done it that day, my opinion. You could have done it that day to compromise and make a sacrifice for your wife because she went through the trouble of doing all of this, and you know that that would have made her happy. You could have done it then and then turned around and done it again at 20 years. Simple. Okay? That's my opinion. So, thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys again. Thank you.